Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tush Allen, and today I'll be talking about the pros and cons, or rather the advantages and disadvantages of living and working in Dubai. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for the overwhelming support on my very first YouTube video. Well, you guys kept me going, and I'm very glad to still have you here. If you know a little bit about me, you know that I lived and worked in Dubai for the past 3 years. So I feel like I'm in the right position to speak about it because I was there for quite a long time, and this is first-hand information. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Well, click the subscription button and let us get right into the video.
Tush Allen.
Well, the first advantage of living and working in Dubai is that Dubai is a very multicultural country. Like, Dubai alone has a fusion of over 200 nationalities. I think it's mostly because of the strategic location, because if you look at the world map, you'll notice that Dubai is at the center of the world business map. So I think people come from all walks of life to find opportunities in Dubai. I remember meeting people from places that I could not even locate on the world map. You won't believe this, but the Emiratis, that is what we call the locals back there, the ones that are born there, they take only 10% of the total population of Dubai. So that means the rest of the 90% are all foreigners. So because almost everyone is from a different place, you find that it's kind of even like a greeting. It has been incorporated into the Dubai culture. When you're greeting someone, you're asking them like, hello, where are you from? So most people that have just traveled, you know, the tourists, they kind of find it weird or strange that someone is asking where they're from, but it's just because the place is so multicultural, and that's the only way to get to know someone better, by asking them where they're from. So it's kind of like a conversation starter, I should say. It's just amazing. Like, it opens up your mind. You think outside the box because it exposes you to different, people's cultures, different accents, different cuisines, different ideas. Because of that different nationalities and therefore different accents, there is kind of like a common ground or a middle ground of communication. So you'll notice that if you speak proper English in Dubai, someone might not understand you. So you have to kind of like either slow down or speak the Dubai way. You'll notice phrases like, my friend, coming or no coming? Like, something like that makes sense to them, other than when you would say like, are you coming or are you not coming? So the proper English kind of doesn't make sense. The second advantage of living and working in Dubai is there is so much to see. Probably this is not new to you because Dubai has done a lot of extensive advertisement and it's one of the biggest tourist destinations. You'll notice that if you live and work in Dubai, almost every weekly day off of yours, you will have something new to do. Like, there is so much to see. There is the Dubai fountain with the dancing water. Recently, they even opened the largest fountain in the world, which is located in the Palm. Then there is the tallest building in the world. You all know that, Burj Khalifa. Then there are very beautiful water parks and Dubai Miracle Garden that has like, flowers. I'll put some pictures for you to see. You can go for desert safari, for the dune bashing, where they ride you in those very big cars over the sand, very fast. It's a unique destination. And then you have like very large shopping malls. For example, Dubai Mall is the largest shopping mall in the world. It has very many designer shops, very many restaurants. I remember I stayed in Dubai for like the longest time, but every time I used to enter Dubai Mall, it used to be from a different entrance. Like, I'm entering the mall and I'm thinking, okay, I've never seen this before. Like, the place is so big, and inside the mall you even have like an ice rink for skating. You have cinemas. It's just amazing. Dubai is a great business hub. Like, if you're looking to kind of invest or start a business in Dubai, the government has created free zones to encourage the establishment of new businesses. These include These free zones are dedicated to a particular industry. So if you open up a business in one of those places, you expect 100% ownership without having to worry about a UAE sponsor. Well, the law in Dubai is if you open a business outside the free zone, you need an Emirati or a local to act as a sponsor for your business. You cannot own the business 100%. But if you open it up in the free zone, you have 100% ownership. And then there is minimal import or export duties. There is no restriction on currency movements. There is no corporate tax. Imagine like running a business on zero tax. You know, it's the place to invest. If you have money for investment, Dubai is the place to be. And then for the normal business person, there is a business city called Deira, where you can find all kinds of items for wholesale. They are, I think some of them are manufactured in Dubai, and then we have like ones that are imported all the way from India, China, and other industrial places. So you can go there, buy the goods at minimal prices, and then sell them back home at a profit. Dubai is a land of opportunities. First of all, it's a very fast, rapid growing economy, and it's mostly dependent on the expat population, like foreigners coming into the country to work, to provide, you know, skills and expertise for all the different sectors like media, medicine, oil, gas, construction, IT. Dubai is so much in need of professionals from all over the world. So it's a great opportunity if you have the skills already, and you'll be handsomely paid for that, especially if you're in a management position. Okay, so let's move on to the disadvantages of living and working in Dubai.
Touche Allen.
I want you to note that the disadvantages of living in Dubai are not meant to discourage you, but rather to open your eyes up. People move from back home to Dubai with very high expectations, and when they get to Dubai, when they see the actual situation that is there, you find them getting depressed, getting sad. So I think it's much better to kind of get first-hand information of what actually goes on ground. High cost of living. Somehow the salaries in Dubai do not really match the cost of living there. For example, you'll find job companies advertising for casual jobs like, you know, security jobs, or maybe supermarket attendants or cleaners, and they are telling you, oh, you'll be earning 1.5 million, which, trust me, if you're back home, that is a lot of money. But if you get on ground in Dubai, that is peanuts, because you're gonna have to spend it on, like, there is so much to spend on. If you have to pay for your transportation, for your accommodation, for feeding, for if you're not insured, maybe your medical bills or something, trust me, it's not enough. Then let's talk about the expensive housing. That is outrageously expensive, especially if you're not earning that, you know. So most people go for bed spaces, they opt for bed spaces. And if you don't know what a bed space is, it's a bed that kind of has decor. So your bed space is just that space where your bed is. So most people opt for that, and you might find for just that space, that bed space, it costs more than an apartment back in Uganda. So don't be shocked when you move to Dubai and someone tells you the price of the bed space, and you could get a fully furnished apartment back home. Do not be shocked. I'm telling you the facts of what actually goes on in Dubai. The living conditions in those bed spaces is not the best. Like, you're paying so much, and the places are not the cleanest. Sometimes they are very crowded. if you are lucky to get a company that provides accommodation, then those places are a bit livable. Of course, it actually depends on the price, because if you pay for an expensive bed space, it won't be so crowded, it will be clean, it will be in a nice location. But if you go for one that is cheap, definitely do not expect the best conditions. If you're not a professional, you'll find that it's mostly casual jobs that are available. For example, for like fresh graduates, if you're a fresh graduate and maybe you have a bachelor's degree, nobody will even ask you about your bachelor's degree. You'll go to different interviews and they'll just be asking for, do you have UAE experience? And if you don't have that, it doesn't matter whether you have a bachelor's degree or something. All they mind about is experience and skills, and you cannot gain that unless you work the long working hours. Well, your contract might say, 8 or 9 hours with a 1-hour break, but in peak seasons, especially if you're short-staffed, you might have to extend for those hours, and you might not really work only up to your contract hours. You have your manager ask you to kind of understand, understand the situation and maybe push for 1 extra hour. And in some companies, you might end up not being paid for that extra time. And you have to know that it's important to note that most Dubai jobs require a lot of standing. It's very difficult to get a job that is for sitting in Dubai, especially if you're not an expat. Most jobs, casual jobs, they require a lot of standing. So for your whole shift, you will most likely be standing. So if you are not ready for that, just think twice. Every employee in Dubai is entitled to a 1-hour break, but like I said, during peak seasons, you will have some companies take advantage of that and give you maybe only 30 minutes so you can imagine, after standing for like maybe 9 hours, and then you have only 30 minutes break to sit down. So that is the reality. The start can be very difficult. Your legs might hurt, but after some time you will get very used to it and it will become like a way of life. And then it can get a bit lonely in Dubai, like the fact that you are working away from home, there is no family or real friends close by. It might get a bit lonely because you have a very busy schedule. If you have only 1 day off in a week, so in that 1 day off, probably you have friends to visit, you have laundry to do, you maybe need to clean up your place where you live or something, you need to cook something. So there is not enough time to maybe do a lot of socializing or maybe even moving around a lot, unless someone is like really sacrificial to that. There are very few real friendships in Dubai. Yes, mark my words, real friendships, because like it's difficult. Sometimes workmates or colleagues, they will talk to you nicely for as long as you're at work, but when you get back home or something, or maybe if anything happens and you lose your job, you'll notice that those people will actually stop talking to you. It's like every job you move to, if you move to a new job, you will have a new set of friends, and it's only for the time that you're working together. So if you're not working together, people are too busy to keep in touch with you. It's kind of like an independent environment, like it's every man for himself and good for us all. I had friends that lost their jobs during the COVID-19 pandemic, and they were telling me like, oh my god, like when I was trying to reach out to them and asking them, is everything okay, are you doing, like how are you doing, and they're like, wow Alen, thank you so much for checking on me, because trust me, I have so many friends, but all of them, like most of them, do not even try to bother to reach out. And it's not like the people in Dubai are bad-hearted or something, but it's because people are so busy. People are too busy and too tired to just like check on you on a daily basis. So you have to really be independent. Then the dating scene in Dubai, you have to be extra careful, because most people that move to Dubai, they kind of move for work, most of them have families back home. So don't go out there thinking, oh, maybe I'll get this man and get married and all those things. Most people have families back home and they're just like looking for a weekend pleasure or something. So you'll find that most people rely on online dating and maybe casual relationships. Real relationships are a bit rare in Dubai. It's not what happens to everyone, but it's the commonest. There is literally no sense of belonging. Imagine a country where you are on visa 100% of the time. It doesn't matter how long you have been there or how long you have stayed in that country. You'll forever be on visa, like the employer's visa. So that means if your employer terminates you, you are losing your residency in Dubai. So that's just how it is. There is no person that lives in Dubai for the rest of their lives or permanently. Most people are there to make money and go back home, or send the money back to their families. If you're lucky to have family in Dubai, then that's like a very big privilege, because it's a very lonely place. Of the most companies, because they want to cut costs, they kind of get places that are out of the city center. You find that most company accommodations are out of Dubai. Like you literally have to commute for a really long time. You're using company transportation, you might have to wake up so many hours before your shift, because the places that have the company accommodations are out of Dubai. Places like Sharjah, places like DIP, they are kind of far from the city center, so you have to commute daily. That of course does not apply to someone who drives. It's important to note that it does not represent Dubai in general as a city, and your experience might be different from these people's experiences. So yes, do not go to Dubai thinking, oh my god, it happened to them, it has to happen to me. No, everyone's experience is different, and yours might be different from what I've talked about. Other than that, that's all I had for you for this video, and if I missed out on anything, please comment down in the comment section below, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Till next time, see you in the next video.